What's up, y'all? This is Randall Branch. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we're going to be talking about aesthetics versus functional training, right? Training for functionality, training for function versus training for aesthetics. Now, I'm going to preface this video first by saying that this is a video request, and I actually enjoyed this topic. I feel like this would be a good topic to discuss. And if you guys have any video requests about anything self-development related, mindset, fitness, relationships, dating, looks maxing, anything self-development related, then follow me on Instagram and DM me your video request and I'll make a video on it. Okay. Let's get right into the video. So functional training versus aesthetics. Me personally, I train for aesthetics. I want to look amazing. I want to look like a statue. I want to look like the best I could look, right? I train for aesthetics, right? People who train for strictly function and people who train for strictly aesthetics have different goals, right? People who train for strictly function are training in a way that's going to allow them usually to be able to perform better at a specific sport. So you might be like a boxer, or you might play football, or you might be a runner. So you're going to train to be able to perform better at your sport versus people who train for aesthetic purposes. They want to be able to look their best, right? And there is some crossover effect, but there are some differences. But in this video, I mainly want to talk about the crossover effect because I want you to understand that while you're training for aesthetics, if you do it correctly, you can have some good functionality to go along with it. And you should have some good functionality to go along with it, right? Nothing's worse than, or there's a lot of things worse. I shouldn't say that, but it's not good to be able to, or it's not good to look the part, to be able to look athletic, to be able to look aesthetic, but then like not be able to perform in no way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that you need to be able to play basketball and play football and also be able to run and also be able to sprint and also be able to jump high. I'm not saying you need to be a jack of all trades, but it's like at the same time, you want to be able to perform with what you have. You don't want to just look amazing, but then not be able to perform. Now, what I will say is that the best thing that you can do personally would be to train for aesthetics if you're not in the sport, because training for aesthetics, right? If you're a lady building the nice hourglass physique, or if you're a man building that V taper physique that I always talk about, and if you need help building your V taper physique, if you're struggling with that, check the ebooks and programs. I have a body game ebook/program for you. Building that physique is what's going to give you the best return on investment. I'm a business guy, man. I care about return on investment. Nobody cares if I'm in the gym doing like plyometrics or whatever functional bullshit, but then I look like shit. Nobody like outside the gym. Nobody cares, bro. This is gonna be a future video, but if nobody can tell that you lift, like it doesn't matter. Like I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you guys, bro. Like if outside the gym, nobody could tell that you go to the gym, what you're doing is going in vain, bro. Like nobody really cares. And that, like, you're not going to be able to see the fruits of your labor. It's not going to help you with dating. It's not going to help you with business, and it's usually not going to even help you with self-confidence. Yeah, you get a little bit of confidence because you know that you're showing up, but you don't like what you see in the mirror for the most part. So your confidence isn't where it can be, right? I want to get too off topic, but I want you guys to train for aesthetics. Now, here's the crossover effect. Understand that while you're training for aesthetics, a lot of things you do will be functional, right? I don't preach bench pressing, barbell squatting, or barbell deadlifting, right? You don't have to do those. I don't do those. But the things that you're doing, right? Lateral raises for your shoulders, rows, right? You're doing cable rows, you're doing maybe a Smith machine row, you're doing presses, right? You're doing bicep curls. Building muscle and staying lean will keep you functional. Like your body will be functional. You are also building bone density and some other things as well. Now, the best thing that you can do to make sure that you are being functional while you're being aesthetic, there's a list, right? Number one is implement calisthenics. Calisthenics are amazing because calisthenics allow for you to master your body. And I'm going to talk more about calisthenics in the future because I neglected calisthenics a lot. My dad, he wanted me to get into calisthenics as a kid. And I told him, I was like, I don't want to do that. And I should have started when I was younger, but we all probably feel that way, right? But just recently, like over the last 6 to 8 months, I really started to do like my chins and my push-ups every day. I've been doing neck curls every day. I do my abs every day. And it's just some calisthenics that I do. I'm not saying you need to be doing um handstand push-ups or muscle ups, but just do some chins, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups. Um this isn't a calisthenic movement, but practice when you stretch, which is the second thing I'm gonna talk about. Practice deep squats, right? Doing that is going to keep your body functional. Personally, I say do calisthenics every day. You don't have to do high volume calisthenics if you're not there yet, but do calisthenics every day. Master your body every day. That's the beautiful thing about calisthenics, is that you're mastering your body, right? I don't preach weighted calisthenics, body weight calisthenics strictly. You're mastering your body, and it keeps you accountable too. A lot of you guys are fat. You probably can't even do 10 chins. If you start doing calisthenics and realize that you can't even do 10 chins, and by chins I say chins because I like old school bodybuilding. I'm talking about pull-ups, wide grip, close grip, all that stuff. Just chins, right? Then it'll keep you accountable to lose that body fat and actually be aesthetic, right? So chins, push-ups, sit-ups, daily calisthenics, that will keep you functional and help you be aesthetic. Number two, like I talked about, is daily stretching. You want to stretch. You want to work on your mobility work, right? Range of motion for your shoulders, right? You want to work on your deep squat. You want to stretch your legs. You want to stretch your low back, right? We don't want to be walking around like meatheads, right? We want to be able to walk around and have a little bit of, not even swag, but just a flow to our walk. We don't want to be walking all stiff, right? And that's part of the functionality too. Like, you want to be able to stretch. So stretch every day and calisthenics every day. Those are two things that you should be doing. Number three is you want to train high volume. I don't care what people say about high volume training. Oh, it's a waste of time. You want to train high volume. Not only are all of the most aesthetic physiques ever trained high volume, golden era bodybuilders, calisthenic athletes are extremely aesthetic. They train high volume. High volume training is the way to go. There's multiple reasons for this. Not only for the aesthetic purposes, but for functionality. High volume training is going to help you with your mental endurance, right? In order for you to train high volume, you have to stay mentally engaged, right? High volume is going to help you with your cardiovascular endurance. I talk about on this channel a lot. I don't do like normal cardio. You'll never catch me on elliptical, on an incline tread, or even running. I don't run anymore. Like, I train high volume. And people will be like somebody might think, oh, well, high volume isn't, like, that has nothing to do with cardio. You could definitely get some cardio in while lifting weights, while doing calisthenics, while resistance training. If you're supersetting, if you're training high volume, short rest periods, a lot of, like, 90% of people who go to the gym wouldn't be able to train the way I train because their mental endurance, their cardiovascular endurance, and the third thing I'm gonna say is their musculature endurance, right? So when you train high volume, your mental endurance, your cardiovascular endurance, and your musculature endurance are all going to be amazing. They're going to be superb, right? Which is functional, right? That's functional. So you want to be able to do that too, right? So those are three things so far. Let me go back through this list. We want to be doing our calisthenics. We want to be stretching daily, both of those daily, and we want to be training high volume. Number four, what's my fourth one? You guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but like when I make these YouTube videos, like I'm off the dome with it. So I gotta remember my fourth one real quick. Oh, my fourth one. There we go. My fourth one is take up like some type of like sport. Like, I'm not saying, like, again, I'm not saying you have to be a jack of all trades, but you don't have to just resistance train. Do something else. For me, I like to box. I like to do some sprints, and I like to do jump rope. Those are the other three things I do. I used to run a good amount too. I used to run like 6 8 miles at a time, but I don't really need to do that anymore. It puts too much. Number one, it's terrible. It's terrible for it's cortisol maxing like at its finest. Terrible for testosterone, and it's not good for your joints. I'm very against long distance running. The more information I've learned about it, and I'll talk about that more in the future video. But sprints, jump rope, box. You might play basketball. You might, I don't know, you might take a dance class. Like, do something functional. Like that. That's how you be functional and aesthetic, right? You do your resistance training with weight and also with your body weight. You stretch. You train high volume to make sure that you're training your mental endurance, your musculature endurance, and also your cardiovascular endurance. Those three endurances. And then you have some type of activity that you enjoy. You might be a hiker. You might box. You might swim. You might play basketball on the weekends. You might be a lady and you take a dance class. You might be a man and you take a dance class. You might take a ballerina class, a ballet class. Like, you might take a taekwondo class, right? That's what's also going to keep you functional. So now you look good, you're healthy internally, and you can perform. And that's the trifecta, right? That's the trifecta. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my take. Again, I disagree with a lot of modern day fitness stuff, and I do also have an ebook. If you guys are more interested in like my philosophy around fitness and health and just anything health and fitness related, I have ebooks about that, right? So check the description for my ebooks and programs. If you guys want my coaching to get your mind and your body right, I have a 6-month coaching program. Also do personalized training programs and personalized nutrition programs for people, and I also do consultations. So if you guys need anything, check the description. The first link will be the work with me link to work with me directly, and then some of the other links down there will be my clothing line. I'll have my ebooks and programs, and I'll have my other social medias. Okay, this is a video request. I hope you enjoyed this video, and follow me on Instagram at Randall Branch if you guys are getting some value. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later today for 2 more vids. You guys know we be on that work, man. We be working with this YouTube shit. See you guys later.